Welcome back to Macomb High School as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling is bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Kelly Sears alongside I'm Dwayne Hulett, Grant Hicks up on the camera tonight, and a sectional final qualifier from last year. Peoria Christian, the Chargers in the house tonight, Kelly, and they're playing the Macomb fight song. A decent crowd, but not real big here tonight again.
I was looking for the band.
Old Jake Croxton's over there on the PA. He has it all covered. Jake's been doing this a while. He's getting amped up for next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you mentioned there was no band or cheerleaders, and there really aren't any band or cheerleaders here.
You know, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care if I'm politically correct or not, but a basketball game without cheerleaders and pep band is like going to a morgue. I'm telling you. It gets quiet in here as a gym. You need cheerleaders, you need the pep band, you need action going on, and it brings so much more to the table. And players, you're a player. That's what you want.
We'll stay here for the national anthem tonight and see if we get dinged for it on YouTube or not. That was the national anthem, and Jake Croxton is going to do the starting lineup, so we'll let you hear that.
And now let's meet tonight's starting lineup. Introducing first, Division 8, Peoria Christian Chargers. At guard, at line 10, sophomore, number 1, Malachi Persinger. At guard, the 6'1" senior, number 3, Keaton Ishiwami. At a third guard, a 5'10" senior, number 4, Camden Gardner. At one forward, a 6'4" senior, number 21, Adam Picker. And at the other forward, a 5'10" senior, number 44, Jeremy Walton. Jason Persinger heads up the Charger bench, assisted by Aaron Tolson and Greg Smith. And now the starting lineup for your Macomb Bombers. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 1, Connor Watson. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 3, J.T. Jeter. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 20, Nolan Kerr. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 13, Langdon Allen. And at the other forward, a 6'2" senior, number 24, Jack Duncan. Jeremy Anderson heads up the Bomber bench, assisted by Brian Langworthy and Zach Key. Tonight's officials are Eric Brady, Nicholas Hendricker, and Rick Madison.
So that was the starting lineups for tonight's varsity contest between the Peoria Christian. Man, those numbers are not easy to read, are they? Not as bad as yellow on white like A-Town has, but
well, it's just like the Farmington numbers, almost identical.
Yep.
uniforms are almost identical.
Yeah, we're getting old. If that's what we complain about, I suppose, aren't we? So it is Ishawami with it. He goes far side. Can't see the number. That is Persinger, and Persinger's shot is up and in. Persinger is the coach's son, and he will be a force for the Bombers today, I do believe. Nolan Kerr with it up to Langdon Allen. Old BT's got it. JT Jeter now. Up top, Connor Watson. Watson's going to drive, and he trips about the same spot Drew did.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
And a foul's going to be called. I believe it's going to be on Ishawami.
Charge of personal foul, number 3, Keaton Ishawami is first. Team first.
First foul of the game. And I forgot to say we were going on the old scoreboard. Duncan with the turnaround, off no good. Back the other way it comes. Persinger has it far side. He comes up to Ishawami. He's got tons of athletic ability, Ishawami does. He was really fun to watch in that sectional final last year. And losing it out of bounds is Jeremy Walton. He had it and lost it and had it again and lost it again.
I forgot that we did that game, didn't we?
We did. They coming back to you now a little bit?
It's all coming back to me. You know, you get older.
There's a song like that, isn't there? It's all coming back to me now. Corner 3, JT Jeter. It's off no good. Rebound for the Chargers. Ishawami is going in and lays up the one-hander. It's off no good. Duncan with the rebound. Watson with, I can't even talk now. You want to just do this for a little bit?
Jeter
there
for
is
two.
JT Jeter for a Country Financial Bank shot. Ishawami, far side Persinger. Back to Ishawami. Had some great conversation with Peoria Christian teachers and stuff, I believe, last year. They were helping us pronounce Ishawami's name, if I remember correctly. Might have been a math teacher. Do you remember? 3 on the way by Watson, off no good.
I cannot remember, but I remember them being in the chat.
Nolan Kerr had the rebound but stepped on the baseline as he was trying to throw it out to Langdon Allen, and that shot by Watson was well off the mark.
Yeah. No iron.
Gardner going, throws it up. Langdon Allen gets the rebound. Back the other way it goes. Nolan Kerr with it. Bombers offensively have been struggling the last few games, Kelly, and there a pass into Watson stripped away, and Persinger brings it back the other way for the Chargers, and his shot's up and in.
He is a player.
JT Jeter gives it off to Watson as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Not nearly as much offense here in this one as there was in the JV contest to start. Duncan has his pass taken away by Ishawami. Back the other way as Langdon Allen is going to pick up the foul, his first. Team's first. 4:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Gardner gives it off to Ishawami. He leaves it for Persinger, picked up by Nolan Kerr. Persinger throws it up, and it rolls in and out, no good. Kerr gets the rebound. Kind of forced that one up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he had one too many steps in there, too. But we're getting closer to the NBA.
Nolan Kerr, great pass to Langdon Allen, and he can't finish. And then Langdon Allen is going to pick up his second foul. Tyler Cummings is watching. Yeah, I got you, Tyler. I think it's right now. I forgot to put their first points up. I apologize, Tyler. Ishawami drives, throws it up. It's off, no good. Connor Watson with the rebound.
He shot that from behind the backboard.
Nice pass to Jack Duncan, and Duncan gets the bucket, and we're tied at 4. Persinger, step back 3, left wing, good for Malachi Persinger. He's got all 7 of the points for the Chargers thus far. Has not been the only one to shoot, but he's the only one to make anything for him. JT Jeter out to Duncan. Duncan now, pull-up jumper, about 14 feet off, no good. And Persinger picks it up off the floor. Brings it down, goes left side, Gardner, back to Persinger. He backs it out, picked up by Kerr. Ishiwami, another 3 guarding a 3 again. And that one was off, no good. JT Jeter on the defense. Watson drives, throws it up. Duncan battles for the rebound, gets it, puts it up, and off, no good. Rebound to Ian Case. His shot is good.
Good job by Ian Case. Stayed in there and battled.
Battling and battling, the Bombers were down low. They definitely have the size advantage here with Duncan and Case in the lineup at the same time.
Yes.
2:45 remaining, and Gardner's going to be called, 44, away from the basketball. Jeremy Walton picks up the foul. His team's second, excuse me.
Second.
I had it up there. I couldn't read the scoreboard. I'm blind. Drew Watson. Connor Watson brings it up the floor. He gives it off to Kerr. Up top, Ian Case. Left side, JT Jeter. Tried to get it down to Nolan Kerr, who was cutting open under the basket, but threw it right into the arms of Gardner. Connor Watson on the dribble. Gives it to Ian Case. He gives it to JT Jeter again. Case now posting up. Man, get him the basketball down there. Kerr's going to drive, and a wide open look at the basket. And Nolan Kerr gets the bucket to fall.
His first 2 for the night.
Bombers have the lead, 8-7. Persinger with it. Drew Goring in the game for the Chargers. There's Pepper. Now Ishiwami. That's a travel. Duncan gets the rebound on the miss. 1:43 remaining.
Ishiwami's had some looks, but just can't get it to fall.
Live chat is open. Hop in there and let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. Watson's going to drive. His shot's off, no good. Persinger with the long rebound. Ishiwami's down there. He threw it right at his feet. Ishiwami gets it back. Pump fake. Throws it across. And Drew Goring picks up the number 24, picks up the bucket, and gives the Chargers the lead back, 9-8. Good to have Tyler Cummings with us. He's a regular for us.
He's there. You can count on Tyler.
That's right. 3, well off the mark for Connor Watson.
That was NBA 3.
Yeah, it was. Goring can't put up the 3 either. Tracked down by Pepper. Near side Persinger. 43 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Persinger stops in the lane. Not a good spot to stop. 28 seconds remaining as they set the offense back up again. Gives it off to Gardner. And the Bombers are in a zone here, just letting them run the clock down 15 seconds. Well, that's something you don't see out of the Bombers very often, 1-2-2 zone. Down in the corner, Persinger taken away by Duncan. 3 seconds, that's a long shot. I don't think the clock's even going to get to run out. He could have drove that to the free throw line probably.
I think he could have took it all the way.
Place is quiet in here tonight, isn't it? And they get it inbounds. That ends the quarter. We'll take a break as well. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
And welcome back to the hangar as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We get ready to start the second quarter. Bombers trail the Chargers 9-8. Both teams have 2 fouls apiece. Is that what you got too?
Yep. I was just checking your handiwork.
Tyler Cummins is giving you the eye roll there, Coach. Jake Hobson in the game. Comes up to Kerr. Kerr's going to loft the tray, top of the key. Rattles off the rim and out, off the backboard. Pepper with the rebound, and back the other way it comes. Persinger down to, can't see what number that was.
13.
13 in the game. Jace Moody. Gardner now is going to set it up out top. Camden Gardner, the senior, gives it off to Persinger, who is just a sophomore. Persinger, corner to Goring. Gardner back to Persinger. 7:20 remaining in the first half. Persinger. Oh, what a pass. He gives it off to Moody from Persinger. And that's the thing. Nolan Kerr can guard Persinger all you want him to, but if somebody else is going to let somebody cut to the basket open, the best defense in the world doesn't keep that from happening, really. For individual defense, I should say. Oh, JT Jeter, spin move counted and a foul.
He got it.
JT Jeter. Foul's going to be on number 21, Adam Pepper, his first, team's third. What a take by JT Jeter. Chance to tie it up here for the Bombers from the free throw line. Quick spin. That just shows how quick he is. Free throw's good. Drew Watson walks to the bench, ankle taped and looking much more sore since he stopped playing, I think.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Looks like it's got it all wrapped up. And
Persinger drives, shots up, and it falls off, no good. He'll get 2 free throws. Nolan Kerr will pick up his first foul.
Looks like trainer Mark has worked his magic on him.
Bombers' third foul. Persinger at the free throw line, shooting 2 with 6:39 to go in the first half. First one is good. Gives the Chargers a lead back by 1, 12-11. A chance to make it a 2-point game here. Second one's good as well. Watson brings it up the floor, right side to Kerr. Watson, Duncan. Duncan leaves it out for Langdon Allen, who's playing with 2 fouls. Boy, he got blocked, but there's a whole lot of body there, it looked like, too, wasn't there?
Yeah. I'm very surprised they didn't call that.
Gardner gives it to Persinger. Well, they like flirting with that that half court line, don't they?
Yeah, they're spreading this out. They're going to let Persinger drive and dump.
Or shoot. It's off, no good. But Langdon Allen almost tipped that in. It's finally going to be picked up by Watson. He outlets it to Kerr. Left-handed layup is up and in, counted, and a foul. Gardner is going to pick up the foul. Nolan Kerr ties it at 13 and a chance to give the Bombers a lead. 5:47 to go in the first half. Team foul number 4 for the Chargers. Kerr's free throw is good. He's got 5 on the night.
Yes.
Ian Case checking back in for the Bombers. Nolan Kerr is going to take a seat, get a breather real quick, and he probably won't be out long as he's been guarding Persinger. Now we're going to see what JT Jeter does on Persinger. A little quicker than Nolan, but not quite as physical, I don't think. We'll see what that does to Persinger here. That's the one thing the Bombers have lived on this year, Kelly, is defense. Their individual defense is really, really good.
Played very well.
A nice crossover. Oh, nice dump. And shot was off, but Duncan had it, lost it. Persinger for three. It's off, no good. Watson with the rebound. I think that was Moody underneath. Got underneath the basket too far and laying it down. A little tip to Case. Down to Jeter. Jeter doesn't come down with it and then loses his footing. Falls down, throws it out to Duncan. Duncan shots off, no good. Jeter tips another one at the rim, but Moody with the rebound, and back the other way they go.
They are letting them play.
Persinger to Moody, to Pepper, and he just took 2 steps, it looked like to me. Persinger now as Watson's on him. The number ones guarding each other. Now Pepper to Moody. Moody back down to Pepper. Man, they pass the ball pretty well. Reverse layup blocked by Ian Case. 4:30 remaining. Long three, NBA style for Watson, and didn't even get rim. Langdon Allen for three. It's off, no good. JT Jeter with the rebound. Drew Watson's going to drive now. He's going to finger roll it up and in. Charge timeout for the Bombers. Going to take a 30-second timeout or a full timeout.
I think it was 30.
Well, they're setting down. That's what threw me off there. This game being brought to you tonight by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. And with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit them at www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. And Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling since 1960. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. Gardner brings it up the floor. He gives it to Ishawami, who had been out for a little bit. Well, he looks like he'd be a good running back, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I was thinking the same thing.
Down low, shot put up by Lane Hunt. Ian Case held his ground and ended up getting a rebound there. Watson to Allen. Ian Case now, right side Watson. Ishawami tried to get the steal, overran the play. Watson now out to Langdon Allen, three left wing. It's good. A sports corner three for Langdon Allen. And
jump ball,
possession to Peoria Christian. 3:33 remaining in the first half. Watson riding Gardner all the way down the floor. Ishawami, reverse layup, good.
His first 2 points of the night. And he's, like we said earlier, he has had some good looks.
Duncan, Allen, on a little give and go kind of deal. Ian Case looked at the three. He really wanted to take that, I think. He was in position. Didn't pull the trigger, though. Nolan Kerr, as we said, not out very long. He'll take it that time. Ian Case a little short on the three. Ishawami way up in the air to get that one. Outlets it to Persinger. Down the corner it comes to Hunt. Back to Persinger. Gardner. Also in the game is Sam Mentis, number 33 for Peoria Christian. Gardner on the give and go from Hunt. Had it blocked by Ian Case. That could have been a jump ball, I think. Persinger is going to go. Langdon Allen having to protect himself from a third foul as Persinger gets the bucket. And it's back to a 2-point game, 19-17. It was 6, the lead for the Bombers a few moments ago. Duncan, right side, Nolan Kerr. Ishawami got in the passing lane that time and comes, oh, look at the speed and agility from Ishawami, and we're knotted at 19.
Wow. I thought he was going to dunk it for a minute. He did too.
He was a long ways away. I was like, I didn't think he could even get to the hoop really from where he was at.
He's very long though. Ian Case comes up with the loose ball there and gets the bucket. Stops the bleeding for the Bombers. Ends a 6-0 run for the Chargers. Bombers retake the lead 21-19. 1:35 remaining in the first half. Ishawami to Persinger.
double pick. There's a whole lot of movement in a very small area there for
Yes.
Peoria Christian. I would think that Duncan almost cheated and got the steal, and that time Kerr comes down and swipes it away from Persinger. Outlets to Kerr from Watson, and the layup's good with 1:10 remaining in the first half. I was getting ready to say, that's the kind of motion you can cheat on if they do it a couple times in a row, can't you?
Yes.
And the Duncan tried to that time, last time down the floor. Here it is, they're doing it again. And they just give it back to Hunt, and Hunt gives the pump fake and then runs in for the layup. We're knotted, or 23-21 now with 40 seconds remaining. Duncan give it to Ian Case, now to Nolan Kerr with 30 seconds remaining. Watson now, the Bombers leading by 2, 23-21. Ian Case with it. Nolan Kerr now. We approach the 15-second mark. Now they run the offense. Duncan going to give it to, fakes it to Watson. Goes the shot, off no good. And Ian Case is going to get the foul as he went up for the ball and got, I think, all arm on Hunt there. It'll be his first.
Ian Case is a physical player, and he has flirted with a lot of fouls down here.
Yeah.
But you love that. I mean,
6.2 seconds remain. Persinger with it.
He gets after it.
10-foot line three is off no good. And in all honesty, Kelly, both quarters ended with each team shooting a three from farther away than it needed to be.
Yes.
Duncan shot it from three-quarters court, and Persinger shot it from the 10-foot line right there and didn't need to shoot it from that far away. So that's the end of the first half of play. The Bombers lead the Chargers by 2, 23-21. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself.
This gentleman is a 1959 Macomb High School graduate. He made the shot that sent the 58-59 team to the Sweet 16. That picture is still hanging in the lobby before entering this gymnasium. He enjoyed watching his kids also play for MHS and has continued as one of MHS's lifelong fans and will continue attending as many games as possible. Dave Stewart is 82 today.
Happens to be that Grant Hicks is Dave Stewart's grandson that's helping us. He's Kelly's oldest. Most of his whole crew is here. And you being a coach, you coached Matt, obviously. You probably
Jen.
coached Jen in softball, didn't you?
Yep.
And not bigger supporters of Macomb High School sports than Dave Stewart.
Oh, without a doubt. And it didn't matter where you played. You could look up, and Dave's always there. And, that seat right up there has pretty much got his name etched in it, and he's there. And, that's something that you don't see anymore at the high school level because everybody's got too much going on.
Yeah.
And, Dave Stewart, and you can look right down there in the front row. That guy right down there, Ed Peters, since the day I've walked into this gym in 1989, that guy's been on that front row in that seat there.
Well, when they announced that and they said happy birthday to Dave Stewart, Ed Peters is the first one to stand up and turn around and find him and
yes.
gave him a thumbs up. I mean, there's years gone by that every school had those players.
Oh.
BPC had their fans that sat at the top of the gym down there by what would be the visitors' locker room if it's boys, the girls' locker room for a home if it's a home girls game, and they'd sit there where the concession stand used to be in the cafeteria. But every team had those, and you're right. There just aren't. Even coaching today, and this was you. You coaching today. Well, is your kid playing?
Yeah.
Even most coaches today have a kid playing, it seems like. Now, Macomb's lucky that's not the case, really. But a lot of schools are dependent on parents to coach sports, too. And then once their kids are gone, they're gone.
Yeah, and, that's for years, I remember when my kids were done, everybody's like, well, aren't you going to quit? And I'm like, I was coaching long before my kids were even born.
Right.
I said, this is what I do. I'm not quitting. I'm going to quit when I get ready to.
Well, and that's what, BPC's lucky, too. They got Tyler Snyder, no kids playing at Bushnell, and Dave Arnold's been there forever coaching baseball. I actually coached baseball with Dave Arnold for 4 years, and people came to me the first year, why are you coaching? Is your nephew playing? You got a kid playing? Why are you coaching? Because I love sports, and I feel like I can help. And
so many times you want to give back.
Right.
And there's so many it's all about me. And I will tell you, and I've had players that played with my kids, 10, 15 years after they've been out of school, get to talking, and they're like, you were just so hard on your kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way life is,
Well, and I did, I was the same way when I coached. My friends' kids will tell you that I was harder on them than I was because they weren't going to get any favoritism.
Yep.
And you're kind of from that same school of thought, right? I mean, the kids that people expect to get favoritism, you're going to be damn sure they don't think they got any favoritism.
Yeah, and it's in today's society with high school sports, and we've had this discussion before about how long are high school sports going to be around, because club sports are really taking over.
Yeah.
There's only one sport that doesn't have club, and that's football. It's too expensive to be able to do it. But, it's like traveling baseball, AAU basketball, club volleyball. All of those are out there now, and you got kids that are opting out of their high school just to play club or travel or whatever.
And then on top of that, some of them are doing that, but then even more of them aren't playing another sport because they are doing that. So they play their high school volleyball, but then volleyball is the off season. So instead of playing basketball, I'm going to go play club volleyball, or instead of playing softball, I'm going to go play club volleyball.
Yeah.
So you miss out on the other sports because you're focusing on that one sport.
Or wooden bat league taking football players away from football because I'm going to focus on my travel baseball team.
Right.
And and it's tough. And I'm from the old school where if you look at all the pictures out here in the hallways, all those kids were three-sport athletes.
Yeah. And if you look at the good football players, the good baseball players, 90% of them are multi-sport athletes.
Yeah. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that even before I was the head coach at Macomb and I was just an assistant, we had teams that were very good, but not only were we good in football, we were good in basketball, we were good in wrestling, we were good in baseball, and you want to know what else? Good in track?
Yeah.
They were all the same kids.
Right.
They were all the same kids.
Well, and that's the thing, that there's not very many schools. You think back in the day, let's look at Carthage. You remember when Carthage had phenomenal girls basketball teams.
Yes.
But they weren't very good in any other sport in Carthage because they didn't focus on any other sport in Carthage at the time, right?
Colchester.
Yes. Well, they didn't even play girls basketball for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the things where I guess you give something up for something else. And but when you have good athletes, my whole thought process on that is, hey, you got to play everything. And, you know, I guess it goes back to the old school, and you see kids out playing. When it's the summertime, they're at the end playing at the empty lot with playing baseball, and then you see them in the fall, and they got their football out there and they're playing, and then you see them in the winter and there's snow on the ground, they're out there playing basketball. You know, you don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
You don't see kids outside doing much anything anymore.
No.
I mean, and that's I feel like that's a big problem. Is both teams are out on the floor here. We didn't even give the points for the first half.
Well, I can do it real quick here. For Peoria Christian, looks like we got Persinger with 11, Ishawami with 4, Moody with 2, Hunt with 2, and Drew Goring with 2. For Macomb, Ian Case with 4, Connor Watson with 2, JT Jeter with 5, Langdon Allen with 3, Nolan Kerr leading scorer with 7, and Jack Duncan with 2.
So we're about a minute and a half away from going here, so we'll be about probably 45 seconds. They'll probably stop early and go. Both teams had runs there in that quarter of 6 or 8 points, and you know, we're at 23-21. I mean, I guess you look at that, that'd be a 46-42 game. Pretty decent defense, decent offense against decent defenses. I mean, I don't know. What do you do different here?
You know, the big thing is you know, Macomb went to that zone a little bit, and they're stretched that zone out a little bit, and you know, the big thing is I really think all Macomb has to do is clean up their passes and run their offense, and look to Case and Duncan inside. I mean, let's don't take shots that we don't need to be taken when we got those two big guys in there that can dominate.
Yeah, and Ian Case and Jack Duncan against this team that's the big advantage I feel like the Bombers have, is the size down low.
Yeah.
As we're underway here in the third quarter, the Bombers have the basketball first. Langdon Allen's going to go over to Connor Watson. He's going to spin in, has it swiped away onto the floor. He goes with it, gives it to Duncan, and Duncan gets the shot to fall. A Country Financial bank shot. Abram Olson Country Financial sponsoring the bank shots. And that wasn't really a layup. That was a very, very short bank shot. Bombers lead by 4, 25-21. Persinger wide open. That can't happen, but he missed the shot. And that was Walton had the rebound, but Jeter knocked it away, and ultimately Duncan came down with it. Down low, Kerr gets the shot up, won't fall, gets the rebound, puts it up, off, no good again. Gets it again, and he's going to back it out. Boy, if you're the coach of Peoria Christian, you're probably losing your mind on that one.
Or the coach of Macomb for missing them.
Langdon Allen's three off, no good. Persinger swipes it away from behind from Nolan Kerr and pushes it back the other way. 6:35 remaining. Persinger gets it back from Ishawami. He's going to try and drive on Nolan Kerr, and a little step under move. That was a nice little up and under move for Persinger, and he cuts the lead back to 2. You get your defender up in the air, you can do a lot more things.
Yes, you can. Number one rule, don't leave your feet.
Watson step back 3, nailed that one. A sports corner 3 for Connor Watson. He's about 1 for 4 on the night, but that one was perfect. Ishawami. Oh, what a pass down to Walton, and Walton can't finish. That was a sweet pass.
It was. You know, the big thing is to really make this Macomb team go, Connor Watson's got to have his 12 to 14 a night. And hopefully he's going to find his groove real quick.
Kerr gives it to Jeter. Duncan now is going to try and drive. Pull-up jumper. Off, no good. Rebound to Gardner. Back the other way. Ishawami drives, and JT Jeter is going to pick up the foul. First foul of the half for either team, and it comes to JT Jeter. His first. Ishawami shooting 2 free throws. First one's good. Chance to cut the lead to 3. Moody into the game. Second one's good as well. I almost feel like the way that substitution worked with Moody, it's like Coach Persinger has a rotation, and he plays them in an order. Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he came in first last time. Another three on the way by Watson, off no good. Duncan going to kick it out. Pepper comes down with it for Peoria Christian. Once Moody came in, and then he didn't play after that, and Hunt came in for him, and that's kind of how the half went. Ishiwami off no good. Moody with the rebound. Put it back up. Tipped out to Watson by Duncan. Duncan transitions down the floor. Langdon Allen, three right corner, off no good. Ball on the floor. Langdon Allen comes up with it. Ishiwami and JT Jeter battling it out down there on the floor. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Connor Watson now from Langdon Allen. Duncan, Watson. Watson has it stripped away. Ishiwami comes up with it. He pushes it down the floor, goes right up against Duncan, but it's tipped away from behind by Nolan Kerr. Out of bounds, possession to Peoria Christian.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right because those guys know exactly who's moving in and who's moving out.
Jamison Fisher into the game. Now Persinger to Fisher. Fisher's going to drive, dumps it down to Pepper. Or is that Moody? That's Moody over there, I'm sorry. Ishiwami. Boy, that looked like a travel.
He's got long strides.
4:03 remaining here in the third quarter.
They are letting them play, though. They are
Yes, they
banging
are.
and beating and letting them go.
Which normally plays to the hand of the Bombers.
Yes.
Ishiwami now dumps it out corner. Fisher back to Persinger. Persinger stops, puts the shot up. Off no good to bottom of the rim. JT Jeter with the rebound. 3:47 to go. Out to Ian Case for three, left corner. Off to no good. Rebound to Pepper. And Connor Watson knocked it away from behind, but Ishiwami came down with it. He goes down the floor to Fisher. Fisher now hesitates, dumps it, or tried to get it out to Persinger. And Connor Watson coming back in transition, got the steal with 3:30 remaining.
Good play by Connor Watson.
Knowing where Persinger was, because he was wide open. Watson, that's not normally his man, but Watson, there's Ian Case down low, fadeaway jumper. We'd like to see him go up stronger with that, wouldn't
Yes.
you? Fisher goes back the other way. His left-handed shot's up and in. Jamison Fisher cuts the lead to one at 28-27. Bombers with the lead by the narrowest of margins. Right now, 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Both teams have missed a few shots, but really this has been a pretty well-played game.
It has.
As I say that, JT Jeter almost threw it away. Nolan Kerr pump fake. Jumper from the free throw line was blocked. Goring.
Ishiwami could have reached out and grabbed that, but
Sam Mentis checks in. And Goring. And it's the same people in the same order. I don't know that I've ever seen a coach do that before.
just Grinnell College.
Yeah, they're not doing 5 and 5. They're doing two here and one here. And JT Jeter for three. A Sports Corner three for JT Jeter. And a timeout called by the Bombers. It's a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here and tell you this game is being brought to you by the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb. Serving soup, salad, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day, and they have free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. And Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original sports bar is Sports Corner at 124. With a focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. So Fisher will walk it up the floor, go ring. And they are actually without Persinger on the floor at the moment. Fisher spins, dumps it out to Mentis. Now go ring. That was Pepper. Pepper's the only one of the original 5 starters of the half still in the game with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Fisher loses it. And it's picked up by Moody. He throws it out to Pepper. And a timeout's going to be called by the Chargers. It's a 30-second timeout. So this time we'll take one as well. And we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
I chose MDH. We moved here.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Welcome back to Macomb High School. The hangar is Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling, bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. It will be Peoria Christian basketball after the timeout. 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Fisher with it. Ishiwami back in. Persinger is back in for the Chargers. He's going to try and drive on Jeter. Had it tipped away, I think, by Langdon Allen there.
Yes, it was.
Ishiwami's going to drive, dump it in the corner, go ring for 3. He nailed it.
His first 3 of the night.
Watson on the dribble, gives it to Duncan. 1:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Ian Case out to Case from Watson. Ian Case gets his own rebound on the miss. Langdon Allen up top to Watson now, 50 seconds remaining. Not a lot of offense in this one, here in this quarter anyway. Duncan turnaround off, no good. Jeter has the rebound. He throws it up. It's off, no good, but he's going to get 2 free throws. There's another foul going to be called on the Chargers.
Number 3.
Their first. Ishiwami picks up his second, team's first. So both teams have just 1 foul here in the third quarter. 39 seconds remaining exactly, and Jeter misses the first free throw. Second one is good. Makes it a 2-point lead for the Bombers. Fisher on the dribble, picked up by Watson. Now Ishiwami. And JT Jeter's going to reach in and get the foul on the way by. They are trying to spread the floor out, but the Bombers are trying to cheat back in a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah. You know, we're getting down here. Things that weren't called early are starting to get called now.
3 on the way, off no good. Watson with a rebound. That was another shot. I believe that was Fisher that time. Watson's going to drive, dump it out to Case. Ian Case tries to go down to Jeter. Jeter puts the shot no to Duncan. It's off, no good, and that's the end of the quarter. And the Bombers lead 32-30 at the end of 3 quarters. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back here as the Peoria Christian cheerleaders are here tonight. And you're talking a game like this, every possession is going to be key now here in the fourth quarter, isn't it?
You know, the big thing is Peoria Christian, they gave the ball up with 17 seconds to go. If they'd have took it down and took a last shot, they'd either tied it up or went up 3. But they shot with 17 seconds left. Macomb comes down and has the opportunity to go up 4 or 5. I mean, those are huge as we just switch possessions.
Now, final quarter starts with Peoria Christian with the basketball. Tipped away momentarily up top from Moody. Hunt had it. Now Ishiwami says, settle down here a little bit, guys. Persinger with it. Left side. Back up to Ishiwami. Again, just underway, fourth quarter here. Bombers do lead by 2, 32-30. Over the Chargers of Peoria Christian. They'll be a Class 1A team, but they are a skilled 1A team. Persinger dumps it out. Ishiwami with it. Oh, and he's going to draw the foul on JT Jeter. It'll be the Bombers' third foul.
It'll be JT's third.
Persinger guarded by Kerr. Kerr has done a pretty good job on Persinger in all honesty. Ian Case, a big rebound there on Persinger's miss.
You know, the one problem I see with Peoria Christian, once they hit the postseason, they don't have that big guy.
JT Jeter for 3, a sports corner 3 for JT Jeter. And the Bombers' lead expands to 5. They led by 8 at one point, but it's been relatively close throughout.
Yes.
Goring gives it to Persinger. Persinger tries to answer the 3. He can't. Ian Case with the rebound, and right there's what you're talking about, right, Kelly?
Yep.
He has the ability. Case has the ability in this game to dominate in the post.
You just got to work hard and do the things that he's capable of doing.
Nolan Kerr. Pretty handsy out there. Case going to drive. Boy, you'd like to see him take that shot, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Lean forward, draw some contact, and take the shot. Ian Case with it. Of course, in his defense, this is only his third game back from missing over a week of school, so from being sick. So Case, again, turnaround fadeaway, off, no good. Rebound to Ishiwami. And I'm pretty sure Langdon Allen just pushed him, but ball's on the floor, a scrub. And they're diving for it. Jump ball. Possession to Macomb. Well, that was like a rugby scrum.
It was.
Oh, nice give and go. Watson's going to get called for the charge. Fourth foul on the Bomber. Watson just stared down the official on the way by. That's the kind of thing that gets you the technical. Stared him down and shook his head at him.
I don't know if the guy was squared up.
Well, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's probably not.
I totally agree with you, 100%.
That's the kind of stuff that gets you technical when you don't want one. Up by 5. I mean, you're not far enough ahead. We saw it against Mercer County. They gave up a 7-point possession to Mercer County. An old-fashioned three-point play attempt. 2 made free throws on a technical by Langdon Allen, and then they gave up the basketball and made the bucket there on the inbound. So as Ishiwami turns it over there, and Bombers chance to make the lead at 7.
This is something we haven't seen a lot of.
Oh, a 1-3-1 zone press, it looks like.
Yep.
Persinger was about a half a step behind being able to chase that pass, wasn't he?
Smart player, didn't go after it.
Langdon Allen, left side to Watson. 4:52 remaining. Oh, nice cut without the basketball and a layup for Connor Watson. Ishiwami. Boy, that could very easily be a charge. He just lowered the shoulder. JT Jeter's going to pick up his 4th, though.
He's like a bull in a china closet.
Yeah, it's I understand Jeter wasn't set, but one of the things I learned from Jude Kai back in the day is you don't have to be set. You have to be in position. You can be moving, And Jeter was in position, and they're going to call a travel. But you could be in position and still be moving. If you're not leaning into them or instigating the contact, it's still a charge if they cause it.
So many times, and you see that a lot more in girls basketball than you do boys basketball, where somebody just bullies their way in there and they never get the foul called on them.
Yeah, that's what happened that time when Jeter got his fourth. Ishiwami instigated that and pushed that, and you could make the argument on that one for sure in that instance. But ball got knocked out of bounds by the Chargers. It's going to be inbounded Watson to Kerr and back to Watson. 4:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Watson's going to get another layup. It's good. Well, he spends a lot of time on the floor, though, doesn't he?
Yep.
Largest lead of the game for the Bombers at 9, 39-30. And then Peoria Christian kind of just throwing that one up. Gardner, ill-advised shot there. And Ishiwami, an ill-advised foul as he wrapped arms around Langdon Allen, saying he had a hold of the ball, but you're not going to get that call very many times.
No.
Fisher replaces, and Pepper in replacing Goring and Gardner. Hopefully the folks that called today to make sure we were going to have the game on were able to get on and watch tonight. I didn't get their names, but they were from Peoria Christian. Their grandson was playing, so hopefully they're able to watch tonight. I want to say hi to them. Sorry I didn't get your name to call you out by name. Kerr with it, 3:43 remaining. Oh, Duncan was a little late getting it to Watson. Persinger with the rebound, outlets it to Fisher. Fisher tries to go down to, not sure who that was down there. Moody just got away with a travel. Persinger with it.
It's Pepper down there, wasn't it?
Was it Pepper, number 21? Yep, Pepper. I just can't read those numbers. Tipped away from behind, Watson. Duncan came down with it. Watson now with it, and he's going to set things back up. Watson picks up his dribble, gives it to Duncan as we approach the 3-minute mark here. 3 minutes remaining, and a timeout charged to the Bombers. I think Watson shaking something off over there. It's a full timeout charged to the Bombers. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining. This game being brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm. Face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm, Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. The M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. And Community News Brief for all your local news. Subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. If you're a subscriber, you can also go to their website and download a PDF of their Monday and Wednesday free editions as well. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and, of course, Macomb. Also, tomorrow's edition will have the Tri-State Sports Reports Bites in the middle. So, 3 minutes remaining as the clock starts running here, and Watson has it. Nolan Kerr now back to Duncan. Oh, what a backdoor cut. The pass was a little too far ahead. Moody knocked it out of bounds. And Watson did I'm going to come out, and just backdoored his defender and was wide open. Duncan saw it but led him a little too much. Into Duncan it comes from Watson. And they're going to call a foul on Pepper. It's only their third. They've got some fouls to make, don't they?
Yes, they do. 2:48 left.
Watson gets it into Duncan. Pepper tips it away. He goes in for the bucket. He can't get it to fall, but Jack Duncan is going to get the foul. Pepper's going to shoot 2. Game being brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. WIU.edu/potential. Visit that. to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And he hit the first one. Ishiwami back in. Pepper to shoot the second one here. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Ishiwami high for the rebound. Persinger for three. It's very flat, but the Ishiwami another rebound. And now a timeout charged to Peoria Christian. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back here as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to Macomb High School. I about said Washington Street Gym. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Oh, Tyler thinks BT needs to shoot more. He has a good eye for passing, but misses a lot of shot opportunities. That's probably not completely inaccurate. Three on the way. It's off, no good. Ball tipped around. And Persinger can't save it. Out of bounds to the Bombers, and we'll have a little full court pressure now. It looks like man pressure this time.
Yep.
So they did a 1-3-1 zone trap earlier. Now they're going to go man pressure here. I'm not sure if they're going to try and trap out of it. They are not. There's going to be full court man pressure here. And Fisher's going to pick up the foul. Number 2. It's only foul number 4 in the half. It's going to take him 25 seconds to get.
You know, the problem with running man is that you can't really get any good traps in.
Trying to see where the ball's going to be out at. Watson will inbound underneath his own basket. Into Duncan. Langdon Allen. Over to Watson. Watson's going to drive. Come up top to Jeter. Using some of that athletic ability to go up and get that one. Duncan now guarded by Pepper. Watson going to drive. Put the shot up and in. Fisher. I'm going to call a foul.
I think it's going to be on Watson.
I don't know that I saw that foul really, but Chargers are in the bonus, but 2 free throws here for Fisher. Man, that one died on the rim, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Jace Moody checking in for the Chargers. 1:54 remaining in the basketball game. Bombers lead by 9 now, make it 8 after the made free throw, 41-33. Kerr will have it, and he'll bring it up the floor for the Bombers. 1:45. They almost need to foul now, don't you?
Yeah.
And tipped it away out of bounds. And the worst part, and this is getting ticky-tacky, but the worst part about that for Fisher is he knocked it out, clear up at the left wing, and it rolled all the way to the basement. Wasted a second getting out of bounds.
Yep.
I mean, every second, if you're the Chargers here, every second counts, right?
Yeah.
And really, when you still got to give away 2 fouls, it doesn't matter who you foul, right? I mean, they're not shooting anyway, as long as you don't shoot them when they're fouling when they're shooting. Duncan misses a shot, and a Country Financial Bank shot for Nolan Kerr. A 30-second charge timeout to the Chargers. Both teams, I think, down to 2 timeouts now with 1:25 remaining. It's a 10-point lead for the Bombers. And does it surprise you at all that they didn't burn their fouls that time down the floor?
You know, you can look at it 2 different ways. One of them, they were trying to bat the ball out, get around and try to bat it away. But, go ahead, get your fouls, because if you got to put them to the line,
you got to stop the clock and
long as they're
get the
not
ball
shooting,
back.
long as they're not shooting, go ahead and foul them.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I understand that they're trying to get a steal, but I'd have burned those fouls and then tried to get the steal. You know,
Ishawami's the only has 3. Everybody else is in good shape.
Persinger, a much better looking shot. It was off, no good. And they're going to call go ring for maybe holding on to Langdon Allen. Langdon Allen's boxing him out. Persinger's going to go out. Oh, defense, offense substitutions here. Checking in is number 14, Trey Brickner. He had a good. Watson runs through the foul. And Ishawami, who has 4 now, that's not the person you wanted to do the fouling, I don't think.
No.
They subbed for Persinger. They subbed for Persinger. They should have subbed for Ishawami. Pepper comes out. Completely defensive substitutions in now. Alex Schuttle is in. Going to go to JT Jeter. Also in number 31, Isaiah Evans. And they looks like they are not fouling, so they have pulled the dogs off here, it looks like. Watson. And the Bombers don't even have a chance to get subs in really here unless they have a dead ball for some reason.
Or call timeout.
They're just going to run the clock out. I think that the way this game's been going, and Fisher picks up the foul. Now, if you're team 7th, if you're a Bomber here and you're been sitting on the bench the whole time with 41 seconds left, do you want to go into this game, or you just as well, I'll just stay here? You know what I'm saying?
I always want to go into the game. You know, I don't care if there's a second left. The coach is telling me to go in, I'm going in.
Well, I understand that, and I would do the same as the free throw was off, no good. But, I mean, do you really want to – I mean –
I understand what you're saying, but
if the coach asks, I go. Langdon Allen goes up high and knocks Fisher to the ground. Looks like a little football sideline end zone catch there for Langdon Allen. Langdon Allen will be shooting the 1 in bonus. Josh Walton. Number 23, Gavin Walter. All the fresh soft kids checking in now. Steven Stuffelbeam checking in. Hunter Wilson going to check in. Connor Watson takes a seat. And Lindsey May. I haven't seen Lindsey May on the floor for a couple weeks here. I'm not sure if he's been gone or what's been going on there. Hunter Kendrick coming off. Nolan Kerr takes a seat. Now Jake Hobson's going to check in. And he's going to replace Langdon Allen when he makes these 2 free throws. First one is good. Second one, good. Hunter Kendrick, Lindsey May, Hunter Wilson, Jake Hobson, and Steven Stuffelbeam on the floor for the Bombers. 20 seconds remaining. Walton with it. 3 on the way by Walter is good. Gavin Walter makes the 3, and it's going to make it look a little closer than it was. Steven Stuffelbeam with it, and that's how the game's going to end. Final score, Bombers 45, Peoria Creston 36. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to the hangar. Bombers get a 45-36 win over the Peoria Christian Chargers. Kelly's got some stats done, I think, so let's get those going here.
For Peoria Christian, Malachi Persinger had 13, and the Bombers did a great job on him in the second half with him only scoring 2. Jamison Fisher had 4. Ishawami had 6. Moody had 2. Hunt had 2. Pepper had 1. And Goring ended up with 8 on the evening. Ian Case for the Bombers, 4 points. Connor Watson in double figures with 11. JT Jeter, leading scorer, with 12. Langdon Allen with 5. Nolan Kerr with 9. And Jack Duncan ended the night with 4 points.
Not a whole lot of offense tonight for either team, but especially for the Peoria Christian Chargers, who you have to feel like came in expecting to score more than 36 tonight. And the defense of the Bombers showed up again tonight. That's kind of what their MO has been all year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Defensively, they played very well. And, the big thing about it is the Bombers are going to be good if they can get 3 or 4 guys in double figures every night. And I'm not talking 30 points or whatever. I'm talking 10, 11, 12. I'm going to get my 10. You're going to get your 12, and so on.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals where I think they're going to hold most teams 40 to 50 points, worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
And so if you can get 4 guys with 10 points apiece, you're going to be in that game.
Yeah. And, the big thing is like you said, Ian Case was sick for a week, was out of the lineup. Getting him back in the lineup is going to do a lot of good things for the Bombers, especially on the inside game. I mean, he's a player that could totally dominate the boards.
Right. Kelly Stewart's over there taking our picture. She was here. Dave, her dad. Kelly Hicks, I guess, technically. That shows how long I've known Kelly. I forget to say Hicks. I just say Stewart.
Happy birthday.
Dave Stewart is here. Hey, wait a second. Here, Dave. Dave, come here a second. Come here, Dave. Here, hold on to this for a second. We're going to interview you since you're standing here. Can we do that? Yeah, you can do it. Put that microphone up there. You can. I know you talk. You give me a hard time all the time, so I know you can talk.
Yes, I can talk. And I do give you a hard time.
Quite often. Well, I appreciate you giving me a hard time whenever you can. And your grandson's up there running a camera for me now. And were you surprised to have some extra kids here tonight? Kelly doesn't come to the game very often.
Sometimes I am. No, she doesn't come very often, but I have the other 8 all the time. The other 8.
So what is it about? I mean, obviously you made the shot in high school, so sports are important to you, but why do you come? I mean, you don't have kids playing right now. What is it that brings you back here all the time?
My wife and I just simply like high school sports, period.
So
nobody in particular. We just like high school sports.
Are you really 82?
82 years old, bud.
I don't move as good as you do, and I'm like almost half that. I don't know. How do you do it? What's the secret? Do you have a secret?
I go to church every Sunday.
That's what it is? Well, we were talking. Coach Sears says he remembers you being here for all those football games, but you were actually a parent back with him sometimes, weren't you?
Yes. I had a boy that played.
Little Matt. Yeah, little guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
At what age was Matt bigger than you? Do you remember? 10, 12?
Probably. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was probably 10, 12 years old.
Yeah. Where'd all that size come from in him?
I have uncles that are 6'4", 6'5".
Well, that'll do it, I guess. That'll do it. Well, since you were here, I just wanted to get you on the microphone because it's one of the few times in my life, I've known you for a long time now.
Oh.
One of the few times in my life that I might have the upper hand in a conversation. So
Yeah.
I wanted to take it while I had the chance.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad I hope I didn't spoil it.
You did. Happy birthday, sir. Dave Stewart talking to us.
When Matt got his allocation for his state tournament thing, we went to Champaign to pick it up, down there during the weekend. They had all the football games.
That'd been in '99.
This guy came by my house to give us a ride to Champaign. We was already in Champaign.
Yeah, I was.
Guess what he did? That's Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, left my front door open.
I did not do that. That was not me. That was not me. That was not me. Larry, how are you? I'm good. So, I think I think he remembers that story wrong. See, I told you he always gives me a hard time.
He gives everybody a hard time.
At least he's consistent, I guess. So I shouldn't feel bad about it.
No, if he's not giving you a hard time, he don't like you. That's the way you got to look at it.
That's probably why we get along, because I'm kind of the same way. if you haven't figured that out yet. But when you do as much racing as you and I do, you kind of have to be that way, don't you?
Yeah, you just in one ear and out the other,
Yeah, my mom and dad always said that's what I did to them too. Is just everything they said went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Do you ever say that to your kids?
I don't think they still listen to me. Don't make any difference.
I don't. I know mine don't listen to me, so I can tell you that's for sure. Coach Anderson's made his way up to talk to Justice. He'll be over here in a few minutes. We'll take a couple breaks, and we'll be back right after this.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts, repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Welcome back here as we're waiting on Coach Anderson to get over here. And off air, Kelly and I have been having a discussion about all the parents standing outside the locker room waiting on their kids. we thought about maybe taking a bet to see who would go straight to their girlfriend or their parents. Did you keep track of what the over-under was on it?
I'm thinking the girlfriends are ahead now.
The girlfriends are ahead. That does not surprise me at all. Not even a little bit. As Coach Anderson's done on the far side, hopefully he'll be able to find his way over here pretty quickly, and we can have him on the microphone. Glad to have Kelly Sears with us tonight.
Enjoying it.
As Coach Anderson slowly finding his way over. Getting interrupted a little bit. That's the real problem that I see, is all the parents want to talk to him on the way over here. We have to wait till second all the time anyway.
Yep.
Kids need to get out of the locker room faster so that they the parents are all gone before he gets here. Jerry Kramer down there talking to him now, as Jerry's going to be on the TSSR weekly broadcast tomorrow night, talking to us about the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament.
That's coming up next week, isn't it?
Yep, I won't be here.
You'll be in Tulsa.
I will be. The Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah.
My racing stuff is blowing up, Kelly.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing.
I haven't even really started working on the modified deal yet, but I got Florida and Pennsylvania and likely Wisconsin. And
where are you going to in Pennsylvania?
Greenwood Action Tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Greenwood Valley Action Tracks.
They're on float every night.
Yep. So
Pennsylvania. If I wasn't living here, I'd probably be living in Pennsylvania and Ohio, so I could
race 410s all the time.
I could race. Yeah. Go big time. Go big or go home.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have to give Jerry Kramer a hard time about this conversation that he's having tomorrow night when I get him on air. What do you think?
Yeah, because it's cutting into our time.
It's cutting into our time. We're going to be getting yelled at by the janitorial staff for not being able to tear the bleachers down and stuff yet.
Yep.
There he comes up the stairway behind me. Get Coach Anderson on here. Coach, I said in a little blurb that is going to be in the commercial, the news brief tomorrow, the community news brief, that I really felt like Saturday you guys kind of saw what your defense is normally like. They kind of did the same thing to you that you guys have been doing to so many people this year. You guys got the defense back tonight, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we have to. We really can't underestimate the effect that game had on us Saturday. You know, we had a really good practice last night, kind of talked about some things about what Scales Mound did to us, you know. And I think tonight they really wanted to get that taste out of their mouth. And defensively, I thought we were, especially the second half, I thought we were really solid.
Yeah, this team, this Peoria Christian team, doesn't have essentially any real height. Maybe a couple kids off the bench, but they are scrappy and quick, aren't they?
Some of the videos I watched coming in, I was like, this is going to be really tough, first of all, to keep them in the half court, because they were the fastest team I saw end to end. And I thought we did a pretty decent job of that. I think the first half they got some transition baskets on us, but I'm not sure the second half they did. And so we got back. We tried to force them to score against our set defense, and we did a pretty good job with that.
Did I see once you were in a 1-2-2?
Yeah, we did play. We played a little what we call T defense there in the first half. We almost went to it late in the game too, but then I chickened out.
Now, you throw stuff in there like that. Sometimes is that like a little cat and mouse thing where you just say,
yeah.
hey, you know, we can do this.
Absolutely.
So here's something else for you to practice if you're playing us.
It's something that we like to mix in. You know, we did it a few possessions against Mercer County, but we couldn't rebound out of it, and we had to get out of it. So it is something that we need to continue to work on, because I think it's a good thing to have, you know, for your change-up.
No, the one thing that really impressed me tonight, and I think this kid's going to get better, Ian Case. You know, he's been out
Yes.
sick and weak, and he's going to be a presence inside.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a phenomenal athlete. And the other thing is tonight I thought, you know, Connor Watson hasn't been on his game, and I thought in the second half he started rolling it back into.
I agree with that. Ian, you know, is still just going to have to get in shape.
Yeah.
Right? It was basically going back to day one for him because
Mhm.
he missed 8 straight days. And so once he gets his wind and his legs built back up, he'll be a major contributor. I thought Connor played really well tonight also. And they were all over him.
Yeah.
They were riding him. They were bumping him. And he handled the ball really well, got us into our stuff, made some shots. And so I was happy for him because I know he's been kind of struggling, you know, worried about his shot and that kind of thing. But he does a lot of good things for us, that's for sure.
That's something that once it gets in your head, it's hard to get out.
Absolutely.
And I think you know, especially in the second half, he played really well. And it was just that thing where you guys got that little bit of a lead, and then they kind of went low, and you guys jumped up to a 10-point lead and just
made some big what do they call them, the 50-50 plays in that stretch. Balls on the ground, and we went spearing people for them. Right, Coach? We used to always talk about you can't spear people in football, but in basketball there's no such thing as a spearing foul. And I saw Langdon and JT both out there spearing dudes for loose balls. That was in a crucial point during the game, and that was really good to see our guys get, because we didn't do that kind of thing Saturday.
Right.
We didn't. We let Scales Mound get all the loose balls and 50-50s. And tonight was nice to see us be able to get that.
Do you feel like going back, because we didn't get to talk to you after Saturday. Seeing tonight, looking back at Saturday, do you feel like maybe Scales Mound surprised the kids a little bit? I mean, I know you said they were going to be good and they're ranked in 1A, but do you think? I mean, there's 70 kids in their stinking high school. Do you feel like there's a surprise about how good they actually were when you got on the court?
I don't know if it's surprise. To me, it comes down to familiarity. Okay, and this was one of the things that I've been kind of saying about our conference affiliation and that type of thing, is the kids are going to play harder, more into it, more interested against teams they're familiar with. Okay, we played Peoria Christian last year. All the boys that we have know how tough it was, so they knew. They didn't know anything about Scales Mound, right? And so familiarity, I think, brings the competition out of them. I don't know if there's something I can do to try to change. I can talk them up, right? Talk them up about how, but they've never heard of the place, right? Some of the places we used to go for football games, right? They'd never heard of the place. They weren't interested or ready to compete against. I just think familiarity brings out the best in competition. Yeah. You know, if we could ever get back to playing a set league where we had, and basketball now, I mean, you know, 2 games against each team, the Orions, Rock Ridge, Sherrards, Monmouth, Mercer County, you know. I just think that brought out the best of kids competing.
Oh, and as you're saying, being familiar, that brings back the rivalries also.
Exactly.
And the Monmouths, you know. The Monmouth-Macomb rivalry is the biggest basketball rivalry around. It was for many, many years. And, you know, but, hey, worlds are changing, times are changing.
You're right, Coach.
And Dwayne's over here talking about they only had 70 kids. I can tell you how old I am. I remember going to Springfield Lutheran when I was coaching at another school. They had 42 kids, and 4 of them went D1.
Yeah,
and one of them was Rennie Clemens.
Right.
But now let's roll that back a little bit here, because that's Springfield Lutheran, which is not Scales Mound, which is stuck taking only whatever they can get their hands on in the school district. Right?
Yeah, but they had 6-7 guys that could all fill it up. One of the games I scouted on video, and I wrote down on my notes, I told the boys this, they had 8 guys score in the first quarter. Okay, sometimes we look at the book at the end of the game like, hey, we had 8 guys to get no, they had 8 guys score in the first quarter.
You're talking about Scales Mound, right?
Scales Mound.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to watch them, and I hope they stay healthy, and I hope they have a great run. You know, they made it the Final Four last year. Things got to break right for them, but they have a nice team. I think it was really good eye-opener for our guys, and I think tonight maybe we got the benefit of that a little bit.
So 2 things before I let you go. Do you have something else?
I was just going to say, next week, big week.
Right.
That's one of the things I was going to talk about.
It's a week that every person it's a high school basketball fan
Right.
in West Central Illinois looks forward to.
Absolutely.
I mean, without a doubt. There's people that show up to watch ball games that don't go to a ball game all year long, but they'll be at the
Right.
holiday tournament.
And I think it's important to our kids. I think it's important to the community that we come out and we give a good showing, you know. What makes me nervous is I'm starting to worry that tomorrow morning might be the only day we get to prepare if the weather hits and all that kind of thing, and that leaves us with one practice. So
only going to get 2 to 4.
I hope you're right,
The
Coach.
winds are going to be high. I got the snowplows ready to go. I mean, worked
So,
on them today.
yeah, if we can
So just call Kelly.
be able to prepare, right?
Call Kelly and say, hey, I need to practice Friday. Come make us
Yeah.
a road if we need to, right?
But I know the tournament committee works hard on that bracket, and I tried to do a couple mock brackets myself, but we didn't get any favors. Anytime you play Brad Tomhave's team, and he's got 10 days or whatever to prepare for you, he's gonna put you in the meat grinder. That dude's probably the best coach in the tournament, top to bottom. If I was picking one, that's the guy I'd pick. And so we're gonna have to be prepared. They're gonna be hard-nosed, physical, disciplined. We're not gonna be able to get away with not playing well.
Well, and it doesn't get any easier if you win. You just get another hard one,
Oh, yeah,
another hard
absolutely.
one, another hard one
Absolutely.
after that. So,
And I think that's the fun of the tournament, right? And
Without a doubt.
who can survive?
And the tournament, that tournament always brings the best out of the best.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll see teams that won't play very well, and then all of a sudden they get down there and,
Yeah.
you know, who was it? Somebody last year.
Farmington was
Yeah.
the one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Because when we played Farmington in December, I thought they were okay. And I saw Farmington at that tournament. I was like, whoa, they are a lot better now than when they were 3 weeks ago. But that's a great example.
But those are things that, you know, you really look forward to. But you know what? If somebody's in the area, you want to watch great high school basketball,
Yeah,
Western Illinois University is the
exactly
place
right.
to be.
It's
so
gonna be fun.
one other thing, we've talked about tests on numerous
Yep,
occasions
absolutely.
this year. After Q&D, you thought you passed the test. You didn't get to win, but you played well.
Yeah.
Scales Mound, obviously another test.
Yeah.
I don't think you felt like you passed that one.
No, that was a rough
but
one.
the response to that tonight was definitely a
absolutely.
passing grade.
And I
wasn't
think we started doing that last night, to tell you the truth. We talked about some things, and I think that tonight we wanted to get that bad taste out of our mouth, and we really came out and competed well.
it? All right, Coach. Well, thank you very
Hey,
much
thank
for
you
coming and
guys.
talking to
Really
us.
appreciate
We
it.
will talk to you in a week or two. So that's Coach Anderson talking to us on the post-game show. That'll do it from Macomb High School. The Bombers get a 45-36 win. We'll talk to you after the first of the year for Macomb High Sports, but we will be back tomorrow afternoon. A noon start for girls basketball, A-Town and BPC, live from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. We'll see you then.